You know, once you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's Monday afternoon in Trinidad and Tobago. To be exact, 6:01 right here on Slam 100.5, and it is time for
The Juggle.
the Juggle.
Big baller, got me Benzema. Goal pa me neck, nah give me eczema. Big baller, got me Benzema. Anyway you see me, you have to see 10 killer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Gyasi Stephano, and of course I'm joined as always by the football priest, Stefano Oliveri, boy.
I find it you're starting to eliminate
Certain
the high,
elements.
Yeah, you're just putting priest, you're leaving out the
Yeah.
high priest now.
Yeah, because
It's a very important adjective. You can't be doing that.
it's the football high priest,
Thank you very
Stefano.
much, so yeah.
Yeah, we have a really, really packed show this afternoon. Of course, you have to make amends for a bit of difficulties last weekend, but we still have a really nice program laid out for you. You can check it out on YouTube, The Juggle. And of course, you can join all of our social media updates via The Juggle 868 on Instagram and The Juggle on Facebook. Yeah?
Yep.
The numbers to call if you want to get in on today's discussion, 624-1005 or 623-5001. Or you can join us on the Slam WhatsApp at 707-SLAM. And I know for sure you will want to get in on what we have planned for you, because we are talking everything local. Everything local. You can't spell everything without Eve.
Eve.
EVE. Yep?
Correct.
And if you're wise enough, you would know that that is a direct nod to Trinidad and Tobago's new permanent senior men's head coach, Angus Eve, who is with us on the Juggle, live and direct. Yes, he is. So Mr. Eve is here to join us. Good afternoon, Angus.
Good afternoon, Gyasi and your co-host, and it's a pleasure for me to be on the program, The Juggle today.
Yeah, so Angus,
Thank you very much, sir.
Angus, you know the Trinidad and Tobago national team is all the discussion this time around. So you are going to be in the hot seat, so to speak, for our hot topic, which is brought to you exclusively by Jack Daniels. Let's talk Jack. Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey, 100% real Tennessee whiskey made with 100% of the best ingredients. Introducing our latest innovation, Jack Daniels Tennessee Apple. Enjoy the bold, refreshing taste of crisp green apple that's exceptionally smooth, 100% smooth, 100% authentic, 100% Jack Daniels. And it's available nationwide. All you have to do when you pick up your bottle is please drink responsibly.
Man.
So once again, we are joined by Mr. Angus Eve himself, Trinidad and Tobago's newly appointed, on a permanent basis, that is,
Yeah, very important.
senior men's head coach and national under-20 head coach as well. So Angus, you've gotten the job. You know, we're gonna start a little bit into the storyline. You know, you would have served the country in the capacity of player for a number of years, Trinidad and Tobago's most capped player. And for those of you unfamiliar with the football jargon, to be capped means to have a national appearance, right? One appearance for the national team or whatever team you play for. It's
Yeah, not the captain that the young
no.
people know.
not
Right,
that,
okay,
not that
okay.
kind of cap,
Alright,
right?
cool.
So Angus Eve is our most capped player, and now you've continued the journey, the story, the Cinderella story in a sense, by serving in this capacity. How does it feel to be permanently employed as the national senior men's head coach?
It's a great honor for me, Gyasi. You know, it's when I got into football and eventually I wanted to be a professional. You forget the part that I was in the defense force for 4 years.
Right.
So I served my country in a different capacity
As
at one
well.
time also. And I wanted to make professional football my life. You know, God gave me a talent and I wanted to maximize the talent to the best of my ability and see it can take me as far as it could. And so I was fortunate to be able to play the game. So I left the defense force pursuing professional football. As you know, I had a permanent job there, but I wanted to pursue my dreams, you know, and I would always encourage anybody to pursue their dreams. And this is just another phase of the dream. This is the second segment in my footballing life. The first one was a player, and now I'm honored to be in the position as a coach.
It's a position that many earmarked you for, in a sense. You know, you took over on an interim basis to take the team through the CONCACAF Gold Cup qualifiers and eventually the group stage. With some decent performances we could take note of and hold our heads up about. But Angus, and I've always wondered, as much as you are a national servant, as much as you want to serve your country, you and I and anyone else, would you consider, or did you at any point consider it a sort of poisoned chalice? It is the juggle. We are straightforward, Angus.
I love it. I know I'm a straight shooter, Gyasi. A friend of mine called me and he said that you have the third hardest job in the country. And I asked him, he said, do you want to take that responsibility? And I always take responsibilities. And the first job being the Prime Minister, the second hardest job being the police commissioner of the country, and the third hardest job being the national football team head coach. And he asked me, and I said, listen, if the other guys are putting themselves to serve the country, irregardless of what anyone will say, you know, you take the opportunity because it's something that you want to do. It's a dream that you have, and you can only do it the way that you can do it. You can't do it the way that anybody else can. And I believe that I'm fully ready for the opportunity. So yeah, I'm taking the opportunity.
So Mr. Eve, again, thanks for joining us today on the Juggle. You know, just as a staunch football fan, you know, looking from the outside. So under your tenure thus far, Gyasi would have alluded to it. We've had some very respectable results. We had the 6-1 victory against Montserrat, and we had the 0-0 draw and the 1-1 draw against Mexico and Guatemala respectively in the Gold Cup. So just again from looking from the outside, to me, the players seem to have taken a likeness to yourself and to your coaching staff and your approach in terms of the man management. That's what it seems from the outside, and to me it's also showing itself on the pitch in terms of the results and the camaraderie. What would you say has created, you know, this closeness in terms of your management team and the players in the squad?
Well, first of all, I'm a players coach, and when I say I'm a players coach, it simply means that I was a player at one time, and I understand what players need so that they can perform effectively. Also, I think the combination of the staff, you have Reynolds Carrington, who had brought in Hudson Charles, very respectable guys in the game. You don't see them being involved in a certain nonsense in the football, and there's a lot of nonsense going on in football. Right. People like Clayton Ince, who have done it for a long period of time, and in my opinion, the best goalkeeper that we ever had. And I'll say it on national radio here today. Wow. And the synergy of the staff that we have is guys. Just we didn't finish play long that the guys who play now didn't know us, and also that we all have coached at the colleges league, we coach at the pro league level, so we would have met some of the guys at some point in time in their careers, and actually coached on the 23 team in the Pan Am Games and in the Olympics in 2012, and the majority of these guys actually played in that team. So there was a natural camaraderie there and vibe between me, and a relationship between me and the players. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm a staunch disciplinarian. But when it's time for fun, it's time for fun and time to play. And you just have to strike that balance with the players, you know. And once you can strike that with the tactical discipline and the tactical awareness of what the team wants to do, and the aspect of team is very important to me, and making everybody feel that they are part of the process. and everyone, nobody is bigger than any other player on the pitch. The only thing that we have different on the pitch is actually the numbers on our jerseys and the position each player would play. But other than that, we are all one. And those are the kind of elements I want to think that add to the team. You know, nobody feel that they're bigger than the other. We're all equal on the same page.
Now, we are continuing our discussion here with National Senior Men's Head Coach Angus Eve here on the Juggle. We are talking everything local, right? So we want to encourage you guys to get in and say a thing or two at some point. The numbers to call 624-1005 or 623-5001. Or you can message us via the Slam WhatsApp 707-SLAM to throw out a little. I mean, I know he would have played cricket as a youngster. Throw a bouncer at Mr. Eve. Keep it respectable.
Every footballer play a bit of cricket at some point in time in their life.
Certainly.
So again, Mr. Eve, you said that you're a straight talker. So I'm gonna ask you a very straight question.
All right, and here they come.
So Trinidadians and Tobagonians love to speculate, about things that they don't know or they're not sure about. So a lot of the football aficionados, they speculate and they speak sometimes about the diet of our local footballers. Are they consuming the proper meals to make them ready as much as possible for the games and whatnot? They question their lifestyles. From your perspective as the new permanent head coach, can you shed some light for us on some of the structural changes that you plan to implement that are going to improve our results on the pitch going forward?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We are Trinidadians and we love to celebrate and we love to line. I'll have you know that I don't drink at all. Not that I'm against anybody who wants to take a recreational drink and enjoy themselves, because each individual is
a little Jack Daniels, for instance.
The apple.
Yes, the apple.
A for apple and A for Angus.
Yeah, and there you go. But I think that why should Gyasi Marie, not because he's a radio announcer, not have some fun and go a carnival fete? Why should the prime minister of the country not go bishops? Right. Why shouldn't people relax? It's our culture. Once it's done in the way it's supposed to be done and in the time that it's supposed to be done, I don't see a problem with that. But in saying that, we do have a nutritionist on board. We do have a mental coach on board also. So those are some of the things that I have implemented already. But you have to remember, we only have the players for a certain amount of time in their lives. But we have the players that are locally based. We have sent them a nutritional plan and also sent them a physical training plan that they have to follow when we're not actually in the camp working together. So those are the type of stuff that we have done so far. We have instituted technology into the team by way of stuff that they didn't have. We bought projectors and stuff so that we could tape training and show the players, things that they would make, mistakes that they make in training, and then we show it to them in the night. And all those type of things that we have done to enhance the performance of the team. So it's a process, and as we go along, we'll implement things periodically so the team could to get the best performances from the team.
Angus, let me ask a question here about personnel. As the head coach now in that permanent capacity, a lot of persons try to pick your squads for you. And they would have done it to you as recently as the Gold Cup qualifiers and the Gold Cup itself. You were vilified in a sense through the results that we saw, and the decisions that you made eventually, stood up. But personnel now, Trinidad and Tobago has a number of players scattered all about, perhaps not in the top leagues around the globe as we've been accustomed to in the past. But how do you go about, picking the squads, not just the squads that we might want, but the squad that you think could get the job done for you, get the task done that stands before you?
Yeah, I'll bring two examples, Gyasi. Last night I watched the USA-Canada game, and Canada have players playing for Bayern Munich and all over the place. And they played the same system we played against Mexico. They played 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, and 1 up top. So it's all about, as you rightly said, we don't have the type of players that we used to have. And the word I will use here is for us to be realistic in our thinking. And I can't be any other coach except Angus Eve. If I could be 10 different people, I would be. But I can't be. So I can only do what Angus Eve could do. If I don't have an issue with other coaches who believe that if they have the opportunity, they would do what they want to do. That is fine. But I am in a job right now and they are not. So I have to do what I want to do and not what they want me to do. And if I'm getting the result, because as you rightly say, I was vilified. When I picked the team for the Mexico game, there was a lot of rhetoric. There was a lot of condemnation hailed against a number of the players, namely Marvin and Rodolfo Abubakar. And I gave the guys the trust. And after the game, the same people who was criticizing the guys were lauding them just after. And I'm saying that, support your team. This is Trinidad and Tobago, and whoever we put on the pitch, let's support the team. Let's support whoever is the coach at the point in time. I've always made a point. I may not even like a coach personally who we select, but I would always give that coach the support because I want the team to win or do well for the country. So that's part and parcel of the job. If you check all over the world, I've made myself very, I've made myself very available for the media as much as possible. There are some times that I'm not going to talk in the media, but after every game, whether we win, loss, or draw, I've made myself available because I'm accountable to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and I understand that. But we must be realistic in our criticism and be realistic in how we play the game, because Benaka qualified for the World Cup, and I was watching the games over. We hardly made 5 passes in any one game. He was bringing back the 2 wingers and tucking in. We almost had 6 at the back. The way he played, and we were happy qualifying for the World Cup. So I know once the results come, sometimes it doesn't matter about the performance.
You spoke about that Mexico game and the squad that you chose and the approach that you took to the game, right? That's in the record books. I want to talk about the video that surfaced after, that went viral. A very animated Angus Eve in the dressing room. I mean, we've known each other for years, Angus. I've seen you on the sidelines. We've had a little bit of a tussle ourselves, but I've never seen that side of you, Angus.
Yeah, Pastor, I haven't seen that side of me too, unfortunately. But, I will die for the players, and I think they know that. And that was me defending the players. I had to talk to the owner of the site because it wasn't targeted at him per se, more than the people who was writing on the page. And, basically attacking the guys and ridiculing the players. They can attack me all they want, but these guys are going out there and playing hard and want to do the best for the country, as you saw in that game. The guys were tremendous throughout the tournament. The guys were throwing the bodies here and there. And just see that team coming together in such a short space of time. The majority of the players came in on the 28th, and the first game was on the 2nd. And, I think people they don't want to realize that the team was hastily put together because I wasn't in the job prior to that. And most of our players were in pre-season mode, and the local players, who 8 of them started the Mexico game, haven't played football or competitive match for 2 years. And you were coming up against the likes of players who playing for Atletico Madrid, who just won the La Liga, and you had players from Osasuna and Porto and Napoli and you name it. So for me, the mood that I was in there was about not celebratory, but defending the players because they gave so much. And for people to be, writing them off before the game, and then, the false pretenders then coming after the game and saying how well they did. So I'm very consistent in what I do.
All right, let's talk Jack. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, 100% real Tennessee whiskey made with 100% of the best ingredients. Introducing our latest innovation, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple. Enjoy the bold, refreshing taste of crisp green apple that's exceptionally smooth. 100% smooth, 100% authentic, 100% Jack Daniel's. And again, it's available nationwide.
Big baller, got my Benzema. Goal pa me neck, nah give me eczema. Big baller, got my Benzema. Anyway you see me, you a fi see 10 killer.